Do you or someone you know belong to a household with both vaccinated and unvaccinated kids? Thinking of ways to slowly but safely get them back to school without missing any safety precautions? Bureau Chief Maila Simbulan tells us how Pennsylvania is reaching out to children and their parents to provide COVID safety tips as schools are set to resume this fall. Myla.
That's right, Ace. So the Department of Human Services, or DHS, Acting Secretary Meg Sneed and Acting Physician General Dr. Denise Johnson visited the Whitaker Center in Harrisburg today to discuss recommendations to keep children and their families safe while children under the age of 12 are not yet eligible for COVID-19 vaccine. Take a look.
As adults and older children continue to get vaccinated, many parents have questions about what activities are safe for them to do with their children. So today we want to provide some guidance and advice to families so they can enjoy the summer activities as safely and confidently as they can. And while the statewide mask mandate has been lifted, it's important that we continue to take steps to keep ourselves, our children, our families, and friends safe. The FDA currently authorizes the use of the Pfizer vaccine for individuals 12 years or older. That means that at the moment, children under the age of 12 are not yet eligible for the COVID-19 vaccine. And at this time, we don't know when that vaccine will be available to these younger kids. As such, there's still a risk of COVID-19 spread among children, and please note that children, regardless of age, with underlying medical conditions may also be at increased risk of severe illness from COVID-19 compared to other kids. As a mom to two young girls, I want my girls to have an enjoyable summer, but I know and understand that although life is starting to get back to normal, COVID-19 is still spreading. So I want them to have fun, but I also need them to be safe.
DHS and its Office of Child Development and Early Learning, or OCDEL, along with the Department of Health, follow guidance from the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, or CDC. The CDC recommends that children under the age of 2 should not wear face coverings. Children between the ages of 2 and 12 and older children who are not yet vaccinated, however, are strongly encouraged to continue wearing face coverings in public settings, at events and gatherings, and anywhere indoors when they will be around other people outside of their household. If a child is unable to wear a face covering, the CDC recommends more low risk activities, such as enjoying activities outdoors with members of their household or attending a small outdoor gathering with fully vaccinated family and friends. Risk of COVID-19 infection increases if unvaccinated children gather from multiple households. Therefore, the safest place to visit is outdoors. Children with underlying medical conditions, regardless of age, may also be at increased risk of severe illness from COVID-19 compared to other children. So continued use of face coverings are encouraged to help protect unvaccinated children. Indoor activities can occur so long as all people involved take safety precautions, including wearing a face covering that fits snugly, staying distance from others, and visiting in a well-ventilated space. This includes visiting with fully vaccinated grandparents without wearing face coverings or physical distancing, provided none of the unvaccinated family members are at risk of severe COVID-19. These precautions, regardless of a child's age or vaccination status, should be applied along with washing your hands with soap and water for 20 seconds, making sure your child covers their mouth and nose with a tissue when coughing or sneezing, staying home if you're unvaccinated and sick with tested positive for or were recently or within 14 days exposed to COVID-19, and continuing routine doctor appointments and vaccine visits. Any person, regardless of vaccination status, experiencing new or unexplained symptoms of COVID-19 still needs to isolate and be evaluated for COVID-19. Children 12 or older and the adults who have not yet received their COVID-19 vaccine are strongly encouraged to get vaccinated as soon as possible to protect themselves and their loved ones. As for the weather here in Swarthmore, it's 72 degrees Fahrenheit or 22 degrees Celsius with partly cloudy skies. In Swarthmore, Pennsylvania, Maila Simbulan, Eagle News, we live in interesting times. Back to you, Ace.
Thank you, Myla. So, is Pennsylvania ready to reopen schools, especially for those unvaccinated 12 years old and under?
Yes, it is ready. Actually, it will. They will reopen the schools, even though some of the kids are not vaccinated. In the school district where I'm in right now, they do you still have an option of going online, full online. But I haven't heard of if there is a choice of hybrid where you go a couple of days online and then a couple of days in person. So yeah, some of the school districts here have a combination. There are different rules again, just like last year. So we will see because we have all these variants coming in. So I remember last year, every month there's a new rule or new guidance that's coming in. So we might expect the same thing this year as well. Ace?
Are your kids all vaccinated already?
No, they're not. Two of my kids, my 12-year-old and my 15-year-old, they're both vaccinated, but I still have a 10-year-old. So yes, so we're
Okay,
in the
so
same position
so
where, yeah.
okay, so that 10-year-old, what precautions are you taking if uh since the school's reopening?
So he's going in person. Last year he was full online, but we're planning to put him on in person because he's been here at home for such a long time. We want him to be with his friends and his classmates, be with other kids as well. Um, but during this summer, he's been wearing his mask all the time. I've been telling him, especially when they're indoor. But outdoors, I let him go with his friends and play outside without mask. But yeah, whenever we're indoor, even us, my family and I, when we're outside, we are wearing a mask as well, so that we prevent him from getting infected as well. So it's kind of challenge though, having one kid at home who's not yet vaccinated.
I
Ace?
agree. Keep the safety precautions instead of being sorry later on. Thank you so
Exactly.
much, Maila Simbulan, Swarthmore, Pennsylvania. When we come back,